You can't break me, I got iron bones. My ground game will leave your mind blown. I'm ready to fight in any time zone. I'm the greatest, you can call me John Jones. Knocking clowns out like I'm Stipe. We can even fight on the freeway. I'ma leave him bloody right where he lay. This is the Fighters Replay.
Welcome to the Fighters Replay. I'm one of your hosts, Robert.
What's up? I'm Declan.
And currently we're missing one of our hosts that won't be with us at the moment, but she will be with us in the next episode. So today we're going to get into the UFC 287 on April 8th predictions for the preliminary card and the main card. So the first to get started, we got Chris Barnett versus Chase Sherman. A really exciting and interesting one. What are you thinking first, Declan?
All right, you already know I got to go with my man Chris Barnett, bro. Chris Barnett is about to come through on smoke. I know people are going to say Chase Sherman, he's 6'4". Oh, he's bigger. He's bigger than him. Oh, he's got a bigger reach. That doesn't matter. Chris Barnett is Chris Barnett, so he's going to knock him out.
Man, I really, really want Chris Barnett to win. I really, really do. It's just, for me, it really depends on how fast Chris can get this fight to the ground. Because wrestling is where Chris Barnett is at his best, Because I don't really think Chase Sherman has a ground game as not even nowhere near as good as Chris Barnett. You see those videos with Chris Barnett freaking wrestling Yoel Romero, which is crazy. And the way that he moves for a heavyweight doing spinning back kicks, bro, it's insane, man,
Yeah, honestly, my prediction, that was just me. I want Chris Barnett to win. But honestly, I feel like it's got to be done early on. He's got to finish the fight early. Goes past, the first round, you're going to start to see him slow down a little bit.
To be honest, I'm going to take Chris. I actually do think that Chris Barnett is going to win this one. While I do think it's dangerous for him, I don't think that Chase Sherman is exactly like the highest level of striking compared to other strikers in the UFC. Because, I'm not going to say that he's a bad striker because, obviously one of his simple jabs could probably knock me out in like a cold fashion and send me to sleep for hours, But, compared to other heavyweights, like, high level strikers like John Jones, Cyril Gane, Tom Aspinall, Stipe, his striking is not really that high of a top tier,
Basically, Chris Barnett. Chris Barnett's going to dog him. That's basically what I'm hearing.
To be honest, I think so too. As long as he gets the fight he needs to get the fight to the ground immediately. He needs to immediately wrestle. I don't think
he won't even need that, bro. Like, he's
You
just going
think
to knock
so?
him out on the feet. First round.
All right. I say like a second round TKO for Chris Barnett.
Second round TK. Okay, bet.
And if it goes
Chase
past,
is coming off a loss, his momentum's moving down. Chris is coming off a big win.
a big comeback win. Big comeback.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Bro got rocked like so many times in that first round, and I just had a great comeback. All right, next up we got Michelle Waterson. Versus Luana. Please forgive me, y'all, if I pronounce her name wrong. Versus Luana Pinheiro. What we thinking on this one, Declan?
Honestly, Luana has a lot of momentum going forward. I will say that. She's coming off a win. Michelle Waterson is coming off a loss. And Luana is a fighter building a lot of momentum right now, and I think that's going to play a big factor in this fight.
I want to agree with you, but I do agree with you, but at the same time, I feel like we can never discount experience as a factor,
Absolutely.
Because while she does have a lot of momentum going for her, let's not act like, Michelle Waterson is a bum, because she's an experienced veteran at this point. And I feel like at this point, there's not going to be a lot that she hasn't seen, especially coming up from a newcomer. However, I do think that momentum is a really big thing that's going to work in Luana's side. So, I'm going to have to go with her,
Yeah, absolutely. But Michelle Waterson is no joke.
Absolutely. Honestly, this one could go either way. But, if I had to bet my money, I'd go with Luana.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, actually, I'm going to agree with you, surprisingly.
Surprisingly, just so something y'all don't know, usually me and my friend Declan, we usually don't agree on a lot of stuff. A lot of times you're gonna probably see us argue a lot in the future. Next one we got in the welterweight division. Declan, take it off.
Oh, Li Jingliang versus Michael Chiesa is unfortunately off as of now. Li Jingliang was injured before the fight, and still waiting to see if we will get a replacement opponent. But
Yeah, we're gonna.
all looking good.
So far, no opponent has been announced at the time of the recording of this podcast. Kevin Lee was offered the fight, but we heard that Michael Chiesa said no to him. Unfortunately, probably because he talked about his mama. It's what we're all thinking, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest. And this one's heartbreaking to me. I wanted to see Li Jingliang back in the octagon, man.
Yeah, man, me
I had to
too.
wait a little bit longer after he got absolutely robbed in his last fight.
Absolutely, Rob. That was
Or needs redemption.
seriously. Next in the middleweight division, we got Kelvin Gastelum versus Chris Curtis. This one is very interesting. This one could either be, quick early. This one could end any way, really. This one could really end in any type of fashion. I could see all outcomes. I could see Kelvin Gastelum getting a submission win. I could see him getting a knockout TKO. I could see Chris Curtis getting a TKO. I don't really see Chris Curtis getting a submission, though, to be honest.
Oh, no, I don't see that.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited for this one, though. I'm excited for this one. I think this one's just exciting for the fans.
Honestly, to be honest, I feel like Kelvin Gastelum just kind of captivated the fans' hearts whenever, and I know some of y'all gonna probably get mad at this, you're gonna probably say, blah blah casuals. Yeah, yeah, we know. Man, and everybody's allowed to have their own opinion. So, shut up. I don't care. Shut up. Kelvin Gastelum, I don't think he's ever gonna touch or get. He might get near middleweight gold again if he starts utilizing his wrestling game more. That's also the reason why I think he's gonna be able to pull off possibly a decision win. I think he's gonna pull off a decision against Chris Curtis.
No, I have Gastelum winning this fight. I have Gastelum winning this fight as well. But I would hate to see a hug fest for 3 rounds. I really want to see these guys strike, man. I want to see what happens.
Man,
Either of them, they just sit in the pocket. They just throw hands. Either of them could fucking win this.
I want to see them throw hands too. I really do. I really do, because Kelvin Gastelum knows how to. He knows how to turn it into a war and turn up the pressure, man.
Oh yeah, we've seen it, man. We've seen it before.
Exactly. As you know, seen from his fight with Israel Adesanya, that fight was a total warfare, strategic warfare.
Oh yeah, they just dropped that as a free fight.
Yeah. So make sure
YouTube, yeah. So if you want to check that out on YouTube,
sir.
watch that Adesanya Kelvin Gastelum fight for free.
Yes, sir. Declan, why don't you take the driving role for the main card?
All right, it's main card time. First, we got Raul Rosas versus Christian Rodriguez. All right, Rob, what are we thinking about this one?
Man, Rosas has so much confidence right now. And I feel like confidence can drive you, it can take you to the next level. And I feel like he's got that confidence. For him to say that he's going to be champion within the next 2 years with killers in the bantamweight division, such as Corey Sandhagen, Marlon Vera, Peter Yan, Sterling, a lot, and etc. and more. There's so many of them, and to be able to say that to debatably the biggest stacked division in the UFC currently, that's another level of confidence. But Christian Rodriguez, man, Christian Rodriguez, I will not lie to you. I don't know much about this kid. I don't know much about him. I do know he's coming off a first round submission against Joshua. But however, I can't say that I'm that familiar with him. I remember watching that fight, but I'm not. Both their games almost seem in my opinion, almost seem a bit familiar to each other. So I feel like for this one, their grappling might cancel each other out, and we're gonna, for the first time, I think we're gonna see Raul Rosas Jr.'s striking game, and I'm really excited to see what that's about. This one, I feel, would tell the tale, but we're gonna get a clearer picture of how his future in the bantamweight division is gonna be, or just how good he might be.
Absolutely. These are both two exciting prospects right here. I mean, Christian Rodriguez is only 25. Paulo Rosa is obviously 18 years old only.
Crazy.
Going in the UFC, which is absolutely insane. The confidence that man has is unbelievable. But yeah, seriously, this is going to be a big test for him because Christian Rodriguez is no joke.
Seriously. Who do you think? Who do you think's gonna win this? I got Raul Rosas Jr. off of the matter of just so much more momentum and hype going his way.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to, with all that momentum, the things that he's saying, the confidence. It's hard to bet against him here.
We'll see. We'll see how this fight goes. I can't give a prediction for how this fight will end because like I said, anything's really possible with the UFC. If you've been watching the UFC for a while, you know that anything can literally happen in a blink of an eye. You saw it in Usman versus Leon too. You saw it happen. We was all just getting bored, just watching him, and then boom, the flip of a switch, we see Usman laying down on the ground.
All right, let's move on to our next one. We got the welterweight division. We got Kevin Holland versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. Forgive me if I messed up that pronunciation, but here we are. Kevin Holland, man, big mouth. What are we saying?
I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you, bro. I won't lie to you. I'm going to be totally biased. I'm gonna be totally biased. I think Kevin Holland's gonna knock this dude out. I think he's gonna TKO him. First round, second round, third round, don't matter, don't care. He's gonna take him out. Santiago, I'm sorry. Sorry, you beat Mike Perry. That's cool and all. That's cool. But this is Kevin Holland, man. This is Kevin Holland. You beat Neil Magny and you beat Mike Perry, Gunnar Nelson, but this is Kevin Holland, man. And you lost to Michael Pereira, bro. That's not a diss towards Michael Pereira, but let's be real. Jeff, there's three people I remember him losing to: Li Jingliang, Jeff Neal, and Michael Pereira. And let's be honest, it's not like those guys are they're top tier, but they're not within title contention, And
Yeah.
so neither is Kevin Holland, but let's not act like he didn't put Stephen Wonderboy in trouble in the earlier rounds in their fight. Let's not act like the early round Kevin Holland is not dangerous.
What a fight that was. We saw it live.
Nah, we saw it live. UFC Orlando. Amazing card. That was almost damn near a pay-per-view.
It was amazing, man. That was amazing.
Yeah,
man, I really like this fight though. Ponzinibbio, he's been on a great run. He's been on a great run, but he's 36 now, getting a bit older. He's starting to slow down. Even though Kevin Holland is coming off a loss, surprisingly, I'm gonna have to agree with you again here. I think Kevin Holland's his strike is gonna be too much for him. Let's see how much Kevin Holland's been taking this seriously. How much does he want it?
True.
I feel like he was moving up very fast in his rise in the UFC. And it looks like he just hasn't been taking it as seriously lately.
I agree. I absolutely
had so much potential. Let's see what he does. See what he does, man.
I agree. I also don't.
He has to win this fight, in my opinion. He's got to win this.
To be honest, I would want to see.
Must win.
I'd want to see him go back to middleweight because there's not nearly as many wrestlers in middleweight as there are in welterweight. Because damn near everybody in welterweight can wrestle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And as we've seen, Holland, he cannot wrestle.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Absolutely.
Looks like a fish out of water.
Exactly. All right, guys. Next, we're gonna be moving on to Rob Font versus Adrian Yanez. I am so excited. I feel like out of all the fights that could be a back and forth war, I feel like this one is up there in the highest probabilities. This fight
This is exciting.
is so nice. Adrian Yanez, I really, really like this dude. In the bantamweight division, 29 years old. This is so interesting. He's such a good kickboxer, and he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. This fight is so exciting. And don't get it twisted. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but what's he known for? Knocking people out with his kickboxing. It's crazy.
Crazy, man.
Coming off a deserved win over Tony Kelly, that douchebag, he beat the fucking daylight side of that dude, But I gotta say, I think Adrian Yan, like I said, momentum is nothing to be messed with. I think he's gonna get the dub. I like Rob Font. He's a nice boxer. He's a really nice boxer. But just I think he's probably gonna. I think he's good enough to not get finished. I think he'll lose by a decision. He's coming off of 2 losses, one to Jose Otto and Marlon Vera. That was kind of hard to watch.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Rob Font, still an amazing fighter. I know he's coming off of these losses. Amazing fighter. He's got a crazy jab. His jab is insane. And I will say, what do we know about Giannis's wrestling ability? I know he is a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but has he been tested on the ground?
Um,
I don't think Rob Font is really the guy to do it, but
True.
depends on the levels of his wrestling. Can he defend a takedown? What can he do off his back? That's my thing.
Another reason why I really like my pick in Yanez for this fight is because, let's say if they were boxing and let's say Yanez does get hurt. If he could take it to the ground, I feel like just being a black belt in jiu-jitsu is, I feel like, because I don't know, I haven't seen how well Rob Font does on the ground, but if I had to tip my hat to somebody, I say Yanez because there's more opportunities for him to win. There's more ways for him to win too.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely see that. Yeah, for that reason, man, I gotta go with Giannis on this one.
Agreed, man. And it's weird because I feel like for this one, for this card, I feel like people who probably might win are pretty kind of obvious, and that's the reason. This is one of the rare, very, very rare times you guys will ever see me and Declan agree. I promise you. It may
Absolutely.
the same opinion on everything, but I promise you, this is not the case. You should have seen how we went at each other's throats for Islam versus Charles Oliveira. We almost got kicked out of Buffalo Wild Wings once because we started arguing.
It gets bad sometimes.
Oh yeah, it gets, bruh. It's crazy. All right, next up we got Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal.
How the hell does Jorge Masvidal keep getting these big fights, man? What is he doing? What is he doing behind the scenes?
Gets out wrestled by Usman, gets knocked out by Usman, and got out wrestled by Colby Covington.
So what makes him the 11th ranked welterweight division? Why is he fighting Gilbert Burns? Why is he a name that could possibly fight for the title?
Can I answer that for you?
Go ahead.
I
I think
feel
we all know.
I feel he has lost. Okay, so he has lost to Usman, right? 2 times, right? And he's lost to what's his name? Colby Covington, right?
Yep.
Now, are those 2? Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't those 2 literally on? Aren't they on? Weren't they, at the time? Were they not on top of the welterweight division?
Yeah, but he's losing. When is he gonna win?
Yes, true. But am I wrong? Were they not on top of the welterweight division? Is Colby Covington not considered the best welterweight if Usman doesn't exist?
No.
You don't think so?
I mean, are you talking about the time that they fought?
Yeah. As a general consensus, everybody would
that's what people will say.
People say that Colby Covington would be champ if Usman didn't exist. because it's not like he lost the bums. Let's be real here. He lost to Kamaru Usman. In my opinion, debatably, the greatest welterweight to ever live. And Colby Covington,
Yeah.
dude who has next level wrestling. But at the same time, it's not like some of his wins were that impressive. Like Ben Askren,
Let's see, his last win was in 2019 against Nate Diaz.
that's not a diss towards Nate Diaz, by the way, guys.
No diss towards Nate Diaz.
Too. Nate Diaz is he's that type of dude to lose to Jorge Masvidal, but yet almost knock out the current welterweight champion. Shout out Leon Edwards.
Oh, Leon Edwards, man.
Like I'd say his most impressive win that he has had so far is really just been against Darren Till. The Ben Askren, that's one thing, but I think everybody kind of knew that Ben Askren wasn't really like. Let's be real. I don't think he should have won that Robbie Lawler fight. I am salty about that because Robbie Lawler is my favorite fighter of all time, and the Nate Diaz fight, doctor stoppage, you know.
Doctor stoppage, yeah.
But yeah, and he lost to Damian Maya, bruh.
That's what I'm saying, man.
So I
He
don't.
lost to Damian Maya, lost to Stephen Thompson. He beat Ben Askren and Nate Diaz, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, he's a top dog in the welterweight division. He hasn't fought anyone else.
True. But let's
I mean, yeah, of course he fought Usman. That's great, but he lost twice.
let's not get it twisted here. It is still a possibility that Jorge Masvidal has that. It's really just a puncher's chance with him, to be honest. Gilbert Burns has more ways and more tools at his disposal to win. He has the power to knock him out. He has the power to TKO him. He can easily if he's able to get it to the ground, he can ground and pound the fight till it's over. He could also submit him. He has way more tools to win. I think he's just the better fighter overall.
I honestly think Gilbert's going to make this look easy.
Honestly, I feel like there's two ways this will go, and I think there's no in between. I think Gilbert will come in, just destroy him in the first round or early second round, or this might be an all-out war.
Yeah, if it's an all-out war, if Gilbert allows it to be an all-out war.
And it's not like Gilbert can't swim in the deep waters. You saw how he went
Of course he can.
Jamayev.
He can. I feel like if he does utilize all his tools, provide the takedown threat, jiu-jitsu, he's got submissions, he's got everything, man. He's got the good striking. Honestly, if he uses all that, it should make it look easy.
But, hopefully, I do think that Gilbert will win. Hopefully he makes it look easy, and after he makes it look easy, hopefully Jorge will think twice about jumping him in the Miami club.
Oh man, no, who knows about that one, man? Who knows?
I don't know. If I saw him, I think twice about, I think twice about jumping that dude, especially with the way he looks. Even if I didn't know who he was, that dude looks.
I mean, what about with his new hair? I think with his new hair, he looks less terrifying.
Yeah, that's terrifying, but
Looks like an average guy.
I don't know, man. Still, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I agree. Still, I don't like to try people because these days you never know what anybody is capable of. Corey Sanders looks like a freaking freaking nerd. Yeah, that's like one of the most deadly dudes on earth.
Bro, Corey Sandhagen looks like he gets sunburnt indoors.
Literally,
he could beat the shit out of anyone.
Dude looks like he wears glasses and just reads inside on his free time. Just looks so non-threatening.
Nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And if by some chance somebody gets offended at that, it's okay. I know that Corey Sandhagen can literally kill me with probably just one arm if he wanted to. I admit that. It's okay. He's still a top fighter. Let's not get it twisted. No disrespect to Corey Sandhagen, but don't forget what Aljo did to you.
Oh man.
All right, now this is one that's gonna be
time.
So this one's gonna be hard to talk about. It's so interesting. This without a doubt, other than because of the title, and the history, This fight is so interesting. We got the middleweight champion, Alex Pereira, versus the challenger for the fourth time these guys are fighting, Israel Adesanya.
All right, here we go.
Give me your thoughts, Declan.
Pereira versus Adesanya.
But first, give me your thoughts on the fight. Don't give me a prediction yet. I just want to hear your thoughts on this.
The thoughts on it. So the thing is about this fight, I really like Adesanya in this fight. I think he's a better fighter than Pereira. Now, does that mean that it's going to be easy? No way. We've seen it. Adesanya will win the entire fight into the 5th round. And Pereira, man, Pereira is a comeback king. We've seen this throughout his career in kickboxing, MMA. We've seen it. He gets beat up for multiple rounds, and he will come back on smoke. He'll come back on smoke, and he'll find a way to win. That's what he does, man. I want to say Alex Pereira looks absolutely massive. 6'4".
Oh my god!
I don't know about all that, bro. He looks bigger than any 6'4" person I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't.
And we've seen this man in person as well.
I don't believe that he's 6'4". I don't
believe that shit for a minute.
Bro's got to be like LeBron's height, bro.
What I'm saying.
There's just no way.
No way.
Huge, man. He looks freaking terrifying in his training videos. He's like, I know he walks around at a heavyweight's weight, man.
That's crazy. Crazy. He's massive. Now, the next thing I'll say about Pereira, no wrestling ability whatsoever. So if Adesanya comes through, I know Adesanya has said in that last fight his leg was compromised, but I think if he could have got a takedown in the 5th round and held him down like he did in the 4th round, it would have been easy. Obviously, he wins the decision easily then. But
he could have, should have.
It didn't work out that way.
Should have, could have, would have.
Could have, would have, man. So I think Adesanya's got to utilize those takedowns in this next fight. And, he had the better striking as well up until the 5th round, I will say.
Now, give me...
You gotta find a way to deal with those leg kicks, though. If your leg got compromised in the first fight, find a way to fix it. He's got to find a way to fix that.
All right, I get you. All right, now, give me a prediction.
All right, prediction for this one. I'm going to say... Adesanya is going to jump into the deep end here. He's jumping into the deep end here. And I'm going to say 2nd round KO'd Adesanya. Now, if my prediction is incorrect, that is okay. If Pereira wins, then I'm going to call for Kaz Hazmat to come up and fight Pereira because Hazmat has come out and said that this would be the easiest fight of his career. He said 1st round, 1st minute, I'm finishing Pereira, so I want to see that.
Cap. It's not happening, bro. Let's not act like let's not act like Glover Teixeira is not in this corner. One of the dudes who's known for his grappling. Let's not act like that, man. Come on.
Hey, I'm just saying what Hazmat said.
All right. Now, I think this fight is so interesting because like you said, Alex Pereira is the combat king, man, and his power is so scary, and that's the one thing that keeps Izzy in check. That doesn't make him want to, advance too much. He can't get too. I know he wants to come out and prove everybody wrong, but he can't get too hungry for that knockout. He can't get too hungry for that finish. You saw what happened in their 2nd fight. Now, if he tried to get a knockout, right? He would have success. But with Pereira, man, all it takes is just one counter. All it takes is just one hit. All it takes is one hit. That's the type of power he has, man. And it's always the hits that you don't see coming that hurt you the most. But I do think that Izzy should attack, right? Now, I know that's being hypocritical because I just said that the power would keep him in check. But however, I think that Izzy has gotten so much better and has leveled up since the kickboxing days. And I feel like every time he dives into the deep water, not even the deep water, just dives and puts himself in danger. Every time. His experience, his precisiveness, he always comes out on top. Robert Whittaker, big example. Kelvin Gastelum, big example. You know, every time he
Holocaust.
went at Paulo Costa, every time he went in there to go and get it, he was always successful. Especially when you remember in the first round and the second round, he was going at it and trying to get it. And he was so fast that there was nothing Alex could really do. He couldn't really get his hands up to stop his punches from coming at him because he's that fast. And
Yeah.
I don't know if he's realizing that or anything on that. However, I do think that Alex Pereira is such a high level striker. Let's not forget that he was a former Glory kickboxing champion. So I think
Absolutely.
while Izzy is faster, I think, and while Izzy, he might have a grappling advantage, but I do think that at a certain point, strength can, if it's big enough, strength can overpower somebody's grappling. Like, let's say if, you know, Francis Ngannou, and like, let's say if Ciryl Gane did learn some grappling. Francis Ngannou's strength is something that's so next level that it doesn't really matter what you do. It's just it's like trying to take Derek Lewis down. You know, you're gonna have to take him down like 12 times for it to finally work. Because you saw even with his fighting not Chris Doskis. Forgive me, I don't remember his name, but you know, he could just do the Derek Lewis and just get right back up. Obviously, I don't think he'll be able to do that against Izzy, but you know,
Yeah.
man, and you know, I know I'm just blabbering right now, but you know, it's just this match is so debatable. But I do
It is.
think that Alex Pereira gets the job done. I think he finishes Izzy, and I don't want it to see that. I don't want to see that happen. I really want Izzy to win. I do, but I don't think that he will. Now, I don't think that for the people saying that, you know, Alex is in his mind, I don't think that, you know, mentality will be an issue here. You know why? Because, you know, in that fight against Kelvin Gastelum, he said, I'm prepared to die. Now, to
You can't beat me. I'm prepared to
prepared to
die.
die, to people,
That's
that's something that's cool. Yes, that's cool. That's like something like an anime character says, you know, right before they do some badass shit. However, all the people who train in mixed martial arts know he went to a dark place in his head. He dug deep to the point where he was willing to die in that octagon. All the real martial artists know just how deep of a hole he went into and how deep he was able to swim. You know, if he was able to do that against Kelvin Gastelum, I don't think that, you know, that's going to be an issue coming around in their fourth fight. But however,
absolutely.
I don't see Izzy pulling off the win. Yet, I want to be proven wrong. I absolutely do. I really, really do.
I
Izzy,
think you will, man.
I hope so. I really want Izzy to get the win, but I think that Alex Pereira, I think he puts Izzy out cold. I think he's gonna put him out. Not even cold. I think he's gonna TKO him, and I think it's gonna be worse than the last fight, which I do not think was an early stoppage, by the way.
Early stoppage.
Debatable, but you know,
I just know what you think. Definitely early stoppage, in my opinion, though.
okay, that is what would you just say?
What'd you say?
What no, what did you say, bro?
Said let us know in the comments.
Oh,
I definitely early stoppage.
okay, I thought you said that's what you think. It's definitely an early stoppage. I was going to say, nah, man. Bro was getting linked, man. Bro was getting bopped in the head, bro. It was bad, bro.
Was ducking, dodging, and then they stopped the fight.
Nah,
Let him drop down. Let him die in that octagon.
nah, bro. Y'all just want him to die, man. You trip.
No. We don't want to see him die, but
That's the way y'all,
nothing like that.
bro.
Safety of the fighter, of course, but I don't think he was in.
Bro was getting his ass beat, and the second the ref saved his ass, everybody was like, "What the fuck? Let him die!" Like, bro, what's wrong with y'all?
I wasn't that deep. At least let him hit the canvas. He didn't hit the canvas. He was standing,
Yeah,
still moving.
yeah, exactly. Let him hit the canvas and get, you know, an extra concussion. Let him get a CTE along with it.
You see, after the fight was stopped, Adesanya was perfectly calm. He said, is good, man.
Calm with the bloody nose and everything.
Oh, I mean, let's not forget. Let's not forget early in the fight where Adesanya wobbled Pereira. Was about to put him out until the round ended. Let's not forget that as well.
Should have did it sooner, bruh. Should have did it sooner.
Did it sooner, and that's why he's got to put the pressure on. I think, yeah, Adesanya's best way to win is just finishing it early.
And,
That's why I'm saying second round TKO.
and not only that, when he got caught in that 5th round, should have dodged, bruh. Should have dodged.
Dodged.
Should have
Just shot for a takedown, bro.
shot for a takedown. I don't know. We should have used Dana White privilege. He hasn't used it yet.
Yeah, I gotta use that a little bit more.
Seriously, or like get those judges that Patty had when he fought Jared Gordon. Then he could get
Right. Those
Or better
judges
yet,
need to be.
get that judge that gave Marlon Vera the win against
Oh my
Sunday.
god, bro.
All right, I know we just ended on the main card, but let's talk about how crazy it is that a judge, I think his name was Joel, gave Marlon Vera the win. He gave him the win on his scorecard. That is crazy. Everybody who watched that fight know that Corey Sandhagen, at least there was like one round that was debatable, but I think Corey Sandhagen won all the rounds. I think it was a
I think he won all rounds. I think it was 45-50. Easy.
yeah.
I feel like as a judge, that is the easiest. That was one of the easiest fights to score.
I agree.
Like that had to be one of the easiest fights to score. Let's say you gave Marlon Vera one of those rounds, you still get the fight right.
Yeah.
You still get the correct result.
Yeah.
But to give Marlon Vera the fight, that means you gave him 3 of those rounds. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, man.
That's what he did. He gave him 3 of those rounds. And I don't know what fight he was watching, but
dude,
look again, judge again.
I don't know, man. It's just it's judging has it's such a controversial thing, but it's this is something that I feel like just can't be ignored. There is no room in the UFC for this. And I heard that he was new to judging UFC fights. Experience is very important when it comes to UFC fights. He should have not been judging a main event. Maybe maybe like a small early prelim. Maybe not that many people would notice, get some reps in, but that cannot be allowed because that stuff like that can turn people's careers upside down. Because that momentum they have can easily just get flipped off like a switch just due to a bad judge.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
All right, man. I think we looked through it all now. Last thing I want to know, what is the fight that is not the main event and not the co-main event that you are most excited for?
Gotta go with Rob Font versus Giannis, man. I'm excited for this one.
I agree.
It's such a good match.
Well, I agree that it's exciting. My personal opinion, I am very excited to see Raul Rosas Jr. is going to look like against Christian Rodriguez. Both of them are young. Both of them got a ground game, so I feel like it's going to cancel each other out. Usually when you put two people that are known for being on the ground together, it's usually just all hands. It's just all hands. So I feel like we're going to get a look at what his striking is truly like.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, man. All right,
man. UFC 287.
April 8th. Check it out. Buy it on ESPN or not, Still other ways to watch it, wink. But,
Wink.
wink, wink. But,
Wink.
we're joking, by the way. Please don't sue us. This is a disclaimer. Please buy the pay-per-view on ESPN, $80. But, but there are other ways, like B-dubs,
Yeah, that's what we were talking about the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Go to a bar, man.
Totally.
Definitely, man.
Yeah, totally. But there are some nice websites out there, totally unrelated to, this pay-per-view. Totally unrelated. All right. That's all the time we got for now, guys. Thank you. This has been the first episode of the Fighters Replay. You can find us on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. We will be giving out the show's rules at the end of the next episode when our other host, Caitlin, will join us. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to make it to this episode. We miss her. And, we're going to need her expertise. We're going to need her. And, thank you guys so much. If you're listening, I appreciate you. If you're not, I don't care. Still appreciate you. I love y'all. Declan, you got a final message?
Everyone, tune in. 287. Let's go, man.
Tune in. See Jorge Masvidal get his shit rocked. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
You have a nice day.
You can't break me, I got iron bones. My ground game will leave your mind blown. I'm ready to fight in any time zone. I'm the greatest, you can call me John Jones. Knocking clowns out like I'm Steve Pay. We can even fight on the freeway. I'ma leave him bloody right where he lay. This is the Fighters Replay.